Hi, and welcome to the Life Work Balance YouTube channel. I'm Abby, and today I would like to share with you 5 tips on how to apply to federal jobs in the United States. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can receive life work balance advice delivered directly to you every Sunday. All right, so let's just jump right into it. My first tip is to sign up for job alerts so that you can be notified immediately when a job in an area that you're interested in is posted. Because federal jobs are so competitive, the sooner you can apply, the better. Tip number 2, when you apply to any federal job, you need to ensure that you're qualified. If you're qualified, you should be able to answer all of the supplemental questions with the highest possible answer. This is really the only way that your application will make it through the applicant tracking system. Remember, the applicant tracking system is also known as ATS, and it's basically a computer system that reviews your application before any human does. If you don't answer the highest possible answer on the supplemental questions, the chances of your application making it through to the next round is relatively slim. One thing to note though, do not lie about your skills on these supplemental questions. If you honestly do not feel like you have the highest possible rating on the supplemental questions, then this probably isn't a job that you should apply for. Tip number 3, upload as much documentation upfront as possible. With normal job applications, you usually don't need to upload a ton of additional information. However, with federal jobs, the more information that you upload upfront, the better your chances are at getting through to the next round. So this includes things like your resume, your cover letter, any transcripts, possible letters of references. If you're in the military or a military dependent, upload that documentation as well. Tip number 4, upload 2 resumes. I can't emphasize this enough. When you upload 2 resumes, you upload your federal style resume, which is basically your master resume that has all of this information about every single job you've ever done and how it relates to the position you're applying to. There are very specific ways you should set up your federal resume, and I'm actually going to make a video about that for next week, so make sure that you've subscribed so you can stay tuned for that. Once you've uploaded your federal resume, which is basically that master resume, that's the resume that the HR person will be reviewing. This is what they'll review to make sure that you meet all of the qualifications for this particular position. The second resume you should upload is for the hiring manager or the non-human resources professional who will be looking over your application to determine if you're going to be a good fit for their team. This resume will be more like your traditional resume, probably a little bit shorter. It won't include as much information on it. It will only include the information relevant to the job that you're applying to. Make sure you label these clearly. As your federal resume or your master resume for the HR person, you can say for HR review. And then the tailored version, you can say for hiring manager review. That way, you and all of the people who will be reviewing your application know the differences between the 2 documents. And finally, tip number 5, once you've submitted your application with all of your supplemental documents, you've answered all of the supplemental questions, scroll down to the bottom of the application or the job posting and find the human resources phone number or email address associated with that posting and call the human resources person responsible for the job. Now, this is something a lot of people don't know about. I actually worked in hiring for a federal government agency several years ago, and I talked with the human resources people who are in charge of the postings, and they said that no one ever does this, but that they're available to help applicants determine if their application materials are sufficient for the position, and then they give them pointers and tips on how they can improve their application. So the applicants can go in and modify it to be a better candidate and a better fit for the position. So call that number, send that email, make sure you reference the position ID number that's posted with the application. When you get in touch with someone, they'll be able to pull your application and review it with you step by step and go over all of your individual documents. And they can give you feedback on what you can do to make your application stronger, what you might need to change to make it better, and they'll be able to give you a timeline as well on what to expect when it comes to when you might get a call or when you might get an email update about this particular position. The person you talk to is likely the person who will review your application and refer it to the hiring team for review. So if you give them a call, they can give you one-on-one support on exactly how to make your application stand out from all of the others. So those are my 5 quick tips on how to apply for a federal job. Just to quickly review them, we've got tip number 1 is to sign up for job alerts so that you can apply immediately when a job you're both interested in and qualified for is posted. Tip number 2 is when you apply, answer all of the supplemental questions with the highest rating. Tip number 3 is to be sure to upload all relevant supplemental application documents. Tip number 4 is upload 2 resumes, a federal resume and then a tailored specific resume for the hiring manager to review. And finally, tip number 5 is once you've submitted your resume, contact the person in HR who's responsible for the posting so that they can give you specific feedback on your application. I hope that information is helpful when applying to federal jobs in the United States. Stay tuned for my video next week, which will specifically be on how to write a federal resume because they're very different from traditional resumes, master and tailored resumes. So if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can receive that notification next Sunday. And then please give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful, if there was any new information that you learned, or if it was a good reminder of information you may have already known. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.